Okay, let's move away from that and our focus, the battle of the e-commerce giants on Startup Central. So let's bring on board then our Power Pack lineup. We have Arvind Singhal, CMD Technopack, joining in from New Delhi, and Mrigank Gutya, who is the head consumer internet at Red Sneer, who is joining in as well. Red Sneer rather. And thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us. I'm going to start off with you, Mr. Singhal. You know, as someone who tracks this space fairly closely, have the sales online surprised you?
Not really. I think there's a very, very clear momentum as far as online retail is concerned. It's been there for many years. And I think this year it has been a good omen that Flipkart is very well funded. They raised significant amount of money. Paytm has thrown his hat into the ring as well. And of course, Amazon is still trying to be, if not number one, at least a very, very close number two. So at least three major players all starting together as far as the sale is concerned, putting mega bucks behind it. It has only given more momentum. But that was to be expected this season, and not only in the last 4 days. But I think over the next 6 months to 1 year, we will see very intense battle for share of the mind, share of the wallet as well.
I'm going to come to you then and give us a sense as to how the online festival sales have panned out this year. Just put some numbers into perspective. Give us some, actual data that Red Seer has crunched out.
Right. So thanks a lot for having me here. So if I talk about this festive season, this has really been a landmark year for the e-commerce industry in every way possible. And what we have seen this year is that in a span of 5 days, the industry has managed to deliver a gross GMV of about 9,000 CR, which is really about more than 50% of what it had delivered in the same period last year. And considering all the doom and gloom about the industry that had been talked about at the end of last year, perhaps beginning this year, this is really a big achievement for the industry in the way that a lot of first-time shoppers, a lot of people who have never experienced e-commerce online, they have come online, they have bought in huge numbers, and all sorts of products from smartphones to fashion, appliances, all have done really well. So this is really a landmark for the industry and should set a very good base for the industry going forward as well.
Okay, so Mrigank, do you think we will, come to gross GMV in a while? Because the data that you seems to have crunched suggests that Flipkart has retained the top spot in this tough contested battle. What do you think really worked for them?
Right. So Red Seer conducted a small research right before the sales started, where we tracked amongst the consumers which are the brands, which are the sales events that they are aware of in a big way. And what our research showed very clearly is that the consumers are looking forward to the Flipkart sales by a wide margin compared to the competitors. So the way we look at it, there are 3 stages in the e-commerce pipeline. So you start off from bringing consumers on the platform, you give them good offers, and of course you deliver a superior shopping experience. So our understanding is that Flipkart did really well on the 3 parameters. Through its successful marketing, it was able to bring a much higher number of people to its platforms. Then via very attractive offers on smartphones, appliances and fashion, I think they were able to make those people convinced that they should buy online. And number 3, once these people shopped online, they gave them a very superior delivery experience, app browsing experience. So these people were motivated to shop again and again. So I think together these 3 levers really help Flipkart distance themselves from the competition and have their biggest sale performance ever.
Mr. Singhal, you heard Mrigank over there talking about how Flipkart has managed to retain the top spot, which comes on the back of massive funding as well that they secured from SoftBank. Where do you see this competition leading to, and how do you see this shaping up now? Do you think that it's the consumers that will benefit the most?
Well, for sure, absolutely no doubt that consumers are benefiting and will continue to benefit for many, many years. I would only want to say that I think the real battle for the share of the wallet as far as e-wallet is concerned is only just starting. So you have Amazon, you have Flipkart, you have Paytm, and I would see a lot of action from Paytm in the coming years. And I would also expect a lot of competition emerging by the time we talk about next year from Reliance. So when you have 4 really well-funded players, very, very competent, very capable players, in the market, I think the battle is not won yet, if at all. It will only intensify. Having said so, it is going to create far more problem for most other players, because like Mr. Kalyan just said a short while ago, they're looking into entering into every category. Amazon itself is looking into becoming almost completely category agnostic. That makes life very, very difficult for companies which have been focused on a single category or a single vertical. So may not be that good a time for specialists, but certainly I think a very, very good time for consumers by and large.
Yes, stay with us, gentlemen. You're going to come right back, Mr. Singhal, as well as Mrigank, to talk about the online sales war. We'll talk on the other side about some of the smaller players, new customers, and what really is the outlook when it comes to market share. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. This is Startup Central. Great to have you back with us. This is Startup Central. We're talking about the war of the online players, and we're in conversation with Mrigank Gutkutia as well as Arvind Singhal. And Mrigank, just to get right back to you, talk about market share, because for Flipkart, you've pegged the market share about 58%, but they claim 70% lead. It seems like the gap between the top two players is only increasing now.
Right. So I think if you look at Redseer numbers, we have shared that Flipkart has about 58% share, and compared to that, Amazon has about 26%. So if you look at the relative ratio between Flipkart and Amazon, it is still it's about 2.2, 2.3 times. And compared to last year, of course, I think it was the gap was much narrower. Our understanding is that the three factors that we mentioned about how Flipkart has been able to do, from bringing the consumers to offers and the experience, on all those three factors, the extent of domination was such that I think competitors like Amazon, they were not able to sort of gain as much consumer mind share or the consumer wallet share as they would have liked. And I think last year there was a bit of situation where Flipkart did not have so much of a funding firepower to spend on the discount. So I think that is the one big change that has happened this year. There has been a lot of operational changes which have given them a smooth delivery experience, smooth app experience. So I think starting from the last festive season, all the developments that Flipkart has been able to do, combined with their successful marketing and discount, together that has given them the firepower to beat competition handily this time around, in our understanding.